Hey, my name is Ricky Riley. I'm the Fire Apparatus Manager for the Prince George's County Fire and EMS Department in Prince George's County, Maryland. And we're here to go over a review of one of our 3 brand new ladder trucks that we just purchased from Pierce Manufacturing. Prince George's County is right outside Washington, D.C. We encompass about 500 square miles and protect close to 1 million residents. We operate out of 45 fire stations and do about 151,000 calls for service each year. So what we purchased here, we purchased 3 ladder trucks for 3 of our stations, 3 of our busier stations that have truck companies. This is our 2019 Pierce Enforcer 107-foot Ascendant ladder. So we're very happy to get them. It has room for 6 people inside the cab. That's as many as we want to carry. We have 4 seats in the back and 2 seats up front. It's powered by a 525 horsepower DD13 Detroit diesel engine through an Allison transmission with a Jacobs engine brake, and that works really well for us in our application. The compartmentation that we have on the rig is specifically designed for us. We cut down some of the compartments. We'll see once we get to the other side, but it fits our equipment cache, and it also allows us for future expansion as we go through the life of the vehicle. We're anticipating about a 10 to 15 year lifespan on the vehicle. They're very high run vehicles and do a lot of calls, so the mileage gets up, and we have a very good replacement plan with the department to get these things replaced after their lifespan's up. On the vehicle itself, we have a 10 kW Harrison hydraulic generator that powers 2 core reels that are in our very front compartment, and then also a certain number of plugs that are on the inside of the compartments. We also have a lot of plugs that are powered by the shoreline on the vehicle, because most of our stuff is battery powered fans, battery powered lights, and they all charge through the shoreline inside there. So the truck is just under 41 feet. It has a 230 inch wheelbase, and it has about a 48-degree cramp angle on the front, which we need due to a lot of our tight streets and apartment projects that we deal with. So even though the vehicle is pretty long, at like a little under 41 feet, we have great turning radius and a great ability to get through our response area. So as we move towards the back of the vehicle, we have a 107-foot Ascendant aerial on top, obviously through the Ascendant family of aerials that we have through Pierce Manufacturing. One of the unique features of our aerial is that we were extremely concerned with the footprint of the jack spread. The standard jack spread is 16 feet. We were able to work with Pierce engineers and get ours down to a 14-foot jack spread. That takes the 750-pound tip load that is the standard for a Ascendant aerial down to 500 pounds. And that worked well within all our vehicles that we currently have in our fleet with a 500-pound tip load. But it gives us obviously a smaller footprint when we're trying to put those jacks out and get positioning on the fire ground. With the 107-foot Ascendant, obviously the front jacks are the only ones that go out, and the ones here in the rear just go straight down. So we believe we're going to have a very capable vehicle of being able to set up on the fire ground and getting in a small footprint. One of the things that we take very seriously in Prince George's County is our ground ladders. On this particular vehicle, in the back and on the side, which we'll see in 1 minute, we have 286 feet of ground ladders. The longest one being a 45-foot ladder, 2 35s, and a series of 28s, 24s, and 16s, all on the sides in this back ladder chute, the sides, and at the tip of the aerial, and actually on the aerial itself. So we definitely put a lot of emphasis on our ground ladders, and obviously that takes up compartment room, which is obviously more important for us was the ground ladders. We have a good equipment cache for that. So one of the things that we did also to get unified a fleet is that we do have some 105 aerials in our fleet, which have the standard jack deployment doors on the back. We chose to, rather than have a master control station tethered, we opted to make sure that we get this done, so we just have standardization across the fleet as drivers go from different stations. One of the key features that we had on this truck obviously is the multiplexing. We believe multiplexing is a very good item to have on the truck. It's on the chassis and the aerial itself, but obviously with any kind of electrical thing, we wanted to have backups. So the good thing with the Ascendant aerial is that we have hydraulic backups for the jacks down low here. So in case we have any kind of electrical problem, which we don't anticipate, we have a direct hydraulic handles back here. And then also on the turntable, we have the ability to operate the aerial with straight hydraulic also. over top of the electric. So the electric's really good, but we wanted to be able to have that good backup just in case anything does go wrong. We do believe that the multiplexing on the aerial and the chassis lowers our maintenance also, which is obviously important being the apparatus manager, is that we have vehicles that have a low out-of-service time. As we come around to the side here, as you can see, we sacrificed some compartment space to ensure we got enough ground ladders on. These are our side stack ground ladders. It's a 28 and 216s, which work great for our single-family dwellings in our tight streets. Just in case we can't get the ladders off the rear, we have the ability to get them off the side of the rig. The lighting system on the truck, the emergency lighting system is all Whelen, with the exception of the rotor ray that's on the front, which is, we like our rotor rays. So that's all standardized across the fleet, so we can have all that stuff in stock. Also on both sides of the vehicle, the rear and the front, we have high-vis light bars, which produce an extreme amount of lumens, and I'm sure the high-vis people are glad to hear me say lumens, but just an incredible. This thing goes from dark, it can turn the street into day with all the high-vis stuff on here. So once again, just we talked about it on the other side. We went with Pierce poly on the inside to protect the inside of the door pans, which helps regularly when we're getting tools in and out. These are the core reels that are powered by the generator. And then once we get back, our staff at Apparatus Maintenance will put all the equipment on. We have our own plastic welding tools that we'll be able to mount all our equipment with, Stokes basket, ground ladders, rip packs that all go in this particular compartment. So as we get to the front of the truck, we have a 19-inch extended front bumper with the Federal Q recessed inside that front bumper, Grover Stutter air horns, and a series of Whelen lights that are only shined towards the front and on each angle as we approach the intersection. High-vis headlights, which are absolutely fabulous at night, and then like the rotor ray that we talked about. One of the things on the very tip of the aerial is that we shortened a little bit of our egress ladder, and we have a nozzle that has the ability to do a sidewalk sweep and get that down, 7 or 8 degrees below zero, depending on where our jacks are at, and get that down and be able to get into those storefronts with that without having to use a tower. We've been a Pierce customer since 2013, and we buy our engines, our ladders, and our heavy rescues ever since 2013 from Pierce Manufacturing, and we've had a really, really good experience, especially as our orders have gotten larger. Pierce is probably one of the top customer service companies that I get to deal with on any given day, and they treat us like gold, and then they produce some of the best fire trucks, in my opinion, in the country, and we're very happy with our fleet, and we're very happy with our 3 ladder trucks, which the citizens of Prince George's County are going to be absolutely happy with. Fabulous vehicles.